Put it all out in the open. No, we don't have to control it. Put it all out in the open. If it's only for a moment, it's a lifetime of emotion. Put it all out in the open.
Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is just a little insight on what a regular day looks like for me, including all of my client horses as well as the race horses. I gallop 5 race horses first thing in the morning and I do it at the private farm. I'm not going to gallop in town this year because driving is way too far, so this is what I'm doing for the preseason.
Singing to Dolly.
Then after galloping on this particular day, I go and teach 2 lessons at a farm down the street from where I keep my horses. And my client load kind of varies from day to day because I have some people that I travel to on set days, so not all of my clients are featured in this video, but this is a general gist of what a day might look like for me. Hi everybody, I figured it was about time that I do an update video or a barn vlog just to introduce some of my clients. I don't put my client horses in a lot of YouTube videos because my client horses are always changing. Lots I only get in for a month or a few months of training and then they go home and I'll work with them intermittently after that, so it's always changing. But with that said, yeah, I've had like a lot of new positive developments that I haven't brought to YouTube yet, so if you don't follow my other accounts you might not know. The first of which is I replaced my truck. I don't know if any of you guys remember my old white truck that I had called Bertha, but she is gone now. I wanted to get something that's more reliable. Bertha was like a 2005 and like the truck ran so well and I have nothing but good things to say about her overall, but I wanted a bit more towing capacity and I also wanted a truck that I could trust to do longer distance hauling because I was super paranoid about like what if something went on my truck when I was hauling a long distance and had horses in the trailer. And recently like the gas gauge on it broke and then it's hard to predict how much gas I'm using, especially when I'm hauling, so I actually had it run out of gas while I was bringing an empty trailer back, and after that I was anyways, all I wanted in my new truck in all honesty was power windows, which of course I got. This is a little excessive because it has this big fancy screen right here and like I've never had anything like this and it's pretty insane. And then like this screen here, which is pretty cool, and it has Bluetooth. My old truck didn't even have an aux cord. So yeah, it's pretty fancy, and it has a backup cam, which is honestly a huge game changer when you're hauling or trying to hitch a trailer, so that's amazing. I have my dog seat cover for Phoebe in the back seat, and then this little thing just keeps her from coming in the front because she gets her little paw prints on here, so this is dirty. I have to wipe it off. But yeah, so it's like this is a pretty new truck. It's like the fanciest thing I've ever owned in my life, so I felt super weird about sharing it initially because I just wasn't comfortable with how fancy it is. And anyways, it's dirty right now. I need to go take it to the car wash, but this is her. This is the Ford F-150. It's a 2018 and it has the max tow package, so it can tow quite a bit more than the other F-150s, which is what I needed if I was gonna get a half-ton truck. So it has a 12,500 towing capacity, which is awesome. And yeah, it like honestly looks brand new and it freaks me out because my truck I didn't really have to worry about damaging because it already had scratches on the old one, so I kind of just got to do whatever I wanted. But yeah, it's a good truck and I'm excited. So that's my latest development, where I treated myself, and then after I treated myself I cried because I felt so guilty that I got a fancy truck that had more bells and whistles than my mom's truck did. So it took me 2 months. I got it in December, at the end of December. It took me 2 months basically where I was comfortable sharing it to you guys. Look at me, sit, stay, stay, stay. Sad egg face. Sad. Okay. Good girl, you little egg. My horses are all doing good. Pogo has grown up a lot and he is a big boy now. Banksy is also a big boy, and I'm going to be registering him with the Pinto Color Registry, so we did his photos the other day. and he's a silly boy. Wore his first bridle last week. And yeah, because he needs to be shown in a bridle if I wish to show him in hand this year. So that's why. Hey, don't bite my boot. No boot biting. So special. He's such a good boy. So trusting. He's fast asleep, getting some REM sleep. This is Mia. I've been riding her a little bit, and I've ridden her a bit over the past couple of years because she's owned by my landlord. She recently just got sold, so I'm just putting on a couple of rides until she goes to her new home later today. My 7th horse of the day is a thoroughbred mare that just got here recently, and she's, I think, 7 or 8. She's actually Eileen's half-sister. They have the same sire, so there's a lot of similarities in their head shape and their overall personalities and demeanors. This is going to be my first time riding this horse because I did groundwork with her last time. So we'll see how she is because she's not been here very long, so she might be a bit nervous. Her name is Elsa, and then Eileen's the chestnut. Eileen is a sales horse that I had in. She's sold. She's just here until her ride gets arranged because she's going down to Oregon. So she'll be leaving sometime in March to her new home. Very excited. Hi, Stinky. Yeah, so she gets to go down to Oregon. Lucky little girl. Really nice home. I'm excited for her. Stop, Mama. You're fine. Polly McParson. Oh. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Oh my gosh, we're flagging our tail. Oh, oh. You're okay, Mama. Whenever I get a new horse in, the first time I tack them, I always put them on the lunge line for a short time just so that I can see them move, and it's also for a safety precaution because in the past I've had horses sent to me that I was told are broke, and then I would get on them and they would just blow up into a bronc fit. And yeah, so for safety measure now, I just do this just in case, and it also lets me assess soundness in any areas of weakness. Elsa was a bit tense in the arena. I did groundwork with her the day before this, so I walked her for a while until she was walking calmly because she was wanting to trot and jog. And then once she was walking calmly, we did some jog work, and I just did a lot of bending and circling and suppling exercises just to get her relaxed and start to stretch a little bit more into the bit. And it'll take some time before she's fully relaxed, but basically the reason why I don't add canter on horses like this when they are tense is because that it just kind of adds to the tension. So I fix it at the walk and trot, and then as they develop, I start to move to canter. For the thoroughbreds, I like to either start them in my Trust Mullen Mouth, which is a rubber bit, or I start them in the Eco Pure bits, and I get them with a peanut in the middle, and they are also rubber coated. So I'm riding her in the Trust bit, and she's opening and closing her mouth a fair amount. As you can see, this is a sign of tension. So as we work on the tension, this will get resolved. My stinky boy Milo, he has to stay in the lane to fast because I've been treating him with sucralfate for hindgut ulcers, and it requires him to fast before and after getting it. So he is big sad. He's not in work right now because we've been dealing with some discomfort on his part. So he recently just got his stifle treated with Prostride, which is a regenerative joint injection where they kind of take the horse's blood and then like spin it and inject it back into the horse. That's totally butchering what it actually is. You can look it up if you're curious. But yeah, so we're waiting to see how he does with that. And he's also getting the chiropractor tomorrow. And yeah, he got his feet all fixed up, and yeah. Surprisingly, despite me having to give him a tube of, oh my god. Surprisingly, despite me having to give him a tube of sucralfate twice a day, he doesn't absolutely hate me. He sometimes walks away, but he's been taking his syringes really nicely, so I'm proud of him. Because he could have been way, way worse. He's been waiting long enough, so I'm just gonna go put him back. And we do it this way. He doesn't need a halter. He's right behind me, you can't see him. Hi. There he is. Hi, Stinky. And then we're gonna just open the fence and go back in. Oh, come on. Well, thank God. Dirty. 1 second. You're ruining my aesthetic. Okay, well, why are you just coming towards me? Hey, Stink. So the next thing I did at the very end of the day was working with the thoroughbred mares that we got back in September. For those of you who haven't seen the video, there's a video introducing them when they were straight off the track. We then sent them up to the interior of BC to spend most of the winter, and they just came back in January, and we've been getting them settled into their new place and getting them started. They've been quite hot and nervous, as you will see in these videos, so I've been doing a lot of groundwork with them to develop confidence at the back of the property in this field. Today they were especially fresh because walking up the narrow lane to get to this backfield where we work with them, we had to go past some of the horses that were going absolutely nuts, and Harlow was in heat and she wanted to back her ass into one of the geldings, so that was also super fun. So anyways, what you're seeing here is Harlow getting the nervous energy that she felt when walking past all of the horses out on the lunge line. She was actually piaffing and passaging past all of the horses with her tail flagged in the air, so she got some of it out then, but she's getting more of it out here. This field is definitely more of a source of anxiety than an arena would be because it's less familiar. An arena is closer to being like the racetrack, so they're both definitely more nervous out here, but we don't have an arena to work them in, so we have to work them in this backfield. So it's definitely not ideal, but this is why I'm doing more groundwork for safety purposes, because I personally would rather not deal with this stuff under saddle, and she's inevitably going to be more stressed under saddle because I can't feed her. So I feed her often when I am training her because the more she chews, the more relaxed she'll be. So basically with the food, I was rewarding any calm behaviors that I liked. So I was working a lot with her before this when we were going up the lane when she was the most stressed on stopping when I say ho, and then rewarding the stop, and then rewarding any calm facing away from me behaviors because she was trying to stick her nose into my pockets initially. So that's what we're working on here, and you'll notice a huge shift in her demeanor from the lunging clips to the end of the session where she's playing in the water. And this is what I really liked because the chewing on the treats made her less nervous, and then also being able to get out that excitable frustration or nervous energy on the lunge line was also good because it let her have an outlet for all of that bundled up energy instead of having the trigger stack until something else happens and then we get a big explosion. I also want to add that Harlow actually didn't want to take treats at first. This was a combination of her being stressed but also not liking the taste of treats or not being willing to try. She didn't really like the alfalfa pellets 90% of the time, so I had to play around with trying different treats, and then I found one finally that she really liked and would accept. And once she started readily accepting that treats, she became more open-minded about trying other things, and this was crucial to continuing her development and helping her relax. At this point, I don't really see the point in progressing to more exciting things like riding, jumping, walk, trot, canter, and so on and so forth because we need the baseline relaxation. So that's what I'm doing here on the ground, and food is a very powerful motivator, and it's relaxing for horses to chew because they produce more saliva, it keeps their brains focused, it buffers stomach acid if their stomach's sore from ulcers at all. So there's a lot of really good things here. This might not be the most exciting session, but this is what these horses need because they were nervous bringing them out here, and then as we progress into the spring we will be riding them more and doing more stuff with them with the intention to show them in the future. So that'll be really exciting, and I'm looking forward to working with both Betty and Harlow. Thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed that video. I'm really excited about working with the horses that I have now and with my client horses, and I'll continue to post more videos of the process of that. I've just been super busy lately. I'm hoping to get more content up now that the weather's starting to get better. I also hope that you will all check out my store with my new saddle pad line. There's lots available, and we've tried to price them very affordably so that they're lower priced than the competitors on the market. And then I also have some new merch designs available in my store. Thank you for listening, and I hope you check them out. The links are down in my description.